Okay. We working? We good? I think we're good. All right. How's everybody doing? Oh, what the fuck? Oh, an ad started playing on my phone when I was messaging there. All right. Happy Saturday, everybody. Well, happy-ish. We did get some sad news this week, which is starting off the conversation here right now about Catherine O'Hara passing away yesterday. Just heartbreaking news, man. I think the one that the bit that really kind of sent me over was Macaulay Culkin's comment about it. You know, always thinking you have more time, but we rarely do, man. Heartbreaking stuff. But yeah, how's everybody holding up so far? What's up, D. Cole? Yes, I did indeed. Plot point I would love to see in Deadpool 4. Christmas lights in a store and a corporate TVA agents are everywhere and Deadpool is fighting them and gets it? Through back bleeding a little bit. Okay. And then it comes Wolverine and Gambit. Because TV has X-23 locked up for some reason. That'd be interesting. What's up, Bianca? How are you? What's up, Christian? What's up, everybody? What's a movie or show you like to watch again for the very first time? Probably either Breaking Bad or Avatar: The Last Airbender are two that frequently come to mind. Have I seen the movie Fallen? There's multiple movies called Fallen, but I don't know which one you're referring to. But it's a TV show. I loved it. Show on your channel, episode 1, and I loved it. Now, there was a Fallen miniseries about some angels. I don't know if that's the one you're talking about or not, which I've seen. I have the book as well. What's up, 10K? Not going to make the live today. I have work from 1 p.m. to 11 p.m., but I have 2 questions. How did you feel about Walker, the guy who plays Percy, Walker Scoble, playing Wally West? He's interested in him, and did you see K-pop Demon Hunter's Hot Toys figures? Now interested in them. Did you hear Catherine O'Hara? What was your favorite role she did? Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice is probably the one I think of the most. Second would be Home Alone for sure. I don't know, it's a toss-up between those two. But I was actually thinking about this Walker playing Wally West or Bart when he talked about him, you know, his Flash is Grant Gustin when he was singing the praises of his performance as Barry Allen on the TV show, hoping he would come back and play the role again. I was like, oh, he's one of us. So then I was like, yeah, have him be Little Flash. Let's go. Kid Flash all day. Let's go. I have not seen the K-pop Demon Hunters Hot Toys, though. What's up, Christian? I'm doing all right. I'm doing pretty good today. Got 1 chapter left on Separate Ways, the RE4 remake DLC, and then I'll probably be posting that maybe tomorrow morning if all goes well. Also, I should mention I have a hard stop at 6. So, I will have to hop off because I got some other stuff I need to do. One dinner, and then at 8 o'clock I got another stream that I'll be hopping on. I think it's being streamed. I don't know if it's pre-recorded or if it's being streamed, but I'll be posting about that later over on Canada Graph's channel. I believe it's on his channel. It's either there or Chainsaws. I can't remember. What's up, Nikki? How are you? Did you get a lot of snow? Yeah, it didn't come when they said, but it came like a few days later. It's starting to melt now, though the river out back is like a big old sheet of ice. We did get snow. We got not a lot and not as much as they said, but significantly more than we had when they first called the storm itself. Maybe about 2 inches, 3 inches, something like that, but a lot of ice. Caught up on Vox Machina and The Mighty Nine, and I really love both shows. Season 3 of Vox was the best one. Many fantastic scenes. The fight against Thordak was fucking phenomenal. Yeah, dude. Also, the image of Vax in the moonlight with Thordak coming up and then him just like diving through one another. Oh, it's so fucking metal, dude. It was so satisfying. I love that season. I cannot wait for season 4 and 5. Let's see. What's up, Mike? I'm doing well. Doing well. I set a reminder on my phone this time, seeing as YouTube could not be trusted to notify me. Well, thank you for making it, Ava. I appreciate it. I didn't take you all that seriously when you said that last time around, so that worked out. Aw, look at you. Hell yeah, man. Yeah, YouTube with the lives for sure is so sketchy sometimes. You never know if it's actually going to send anything or not. You ever heard of The Studio, which was one of Catherine O'Hara's recent shows before passing away? I've heard of The Studio. I've not watched it, though. I didn't know she was in it. But I know a lot of people have guest starred in it. A lot. Like, notable people, and then also just a lot of people in there in general. Andrea Haggett, 16 stitches in her side, 14 stitches on foot. What are you... Bianca, what are you talking about? Not here for any of that kind of stuff. I don't know what's going on here. Hit her head on the wheel and wheel crashed, and it was a concussion. It'll be FaceTime with the hospital for Valentine's Day. I won't be able to go on a date with her. So sad. My dad and my mom's nursery ring is on Valentine's Day, which is this week, my dog's birthday. She turns 7 this week. Well, happy birthday to your dog. I'm sorry about all that you're dealing with here, especially with Valentine's Day around the corner. Hopefully everything gets better. That's a terrible string of incidents that seem to, I don't know any other word other than plague you these recent months. But we're going to be a reprieve from that, and no sadness here. We're an island today. Love how Mighty Nine is different than Vox. The characters are amazing. My favorite is Jester. He's just a fun character. I agree. Such a very different vibe in general between the two shows, and the characters themselves. It's just such a stark contrast, but again, it's like the shared universe of it all. It still feels the same, but different. I love them both for so very different reasons. What's up, Shuno? How are you? I'm doing good. How about yourself? I just learned a new sport year resolution this year. Curling. Lucky for me, I'm a former figure skater for 27 years. I learned to skate when I was 5 years old, by the way. Hell yeah, man. I've never actually done even just regular ice skating. Something I still have not crossed off. I'll also never curled, but hope you're enjoying it and kill it. Anyway, did you play sports team before becoming YouTube? If so, what was the best moment or funny moment that happened during practice or competition of a sport? Like when I was younger, I played baseball, I played basketball, a little soccer. The first thing that comes to mind when you mention that was like one of the few times when I played in high school, I was playing basketball. I was benched most of the time because I was not great. I mean, I wasn't very athletic in general. I just loved playing. But one of the times that I went in, one of the times I scored was because I tripped and the ball actually fell out of my hands into the hoop. I'll take it. I've watched season 3, episodes 13 and 14 and 15 of the X-Files. Enjoyed 13, but 14 and 15 were so well done. Both of these episodes were so suspenseful, and seeing younger versions of Mulder and the Smoking Man. Yes. Hold up. It says Syzygy, Grotesque, and the Piper Maru. Yeah, dude. Fantastic. Dude, Grotesque, though. Red Foreman showing up. A little guest star in that episode. The Piper Maru episode was named after Jillian's daughter, who was born around that time. Also a little fun fact. Love these episodes. I have 7 episodes left to watch of the 3rd season. Hell yeah. Let's go. What's up, Sheldor? What's up, Roberto? How am I doing today? Good. Also shocked, really shocked when Catherine O'Hara passed away. She was an amazing actress in Beetlejuice, Home Alone 1 and 2, and The Nightmare Before Christmas. That's one I didn't even know she was in. I had no idea she was in there. Let's see. Absolutely loving Wonder Man. I'm hoping I can find some time in the next week or so to actually watch it. Not a lot of people have been covering it, but like people have been talking about it being pretty damn good. I'm watching Schitt's Creek right now to pay my tribute to her. I've seen the first episode of that, and that's been it. I need to give it another go one day. Another week done. How are we doing, Omni? So far, so good. So far, so good. Once again, interrupting my viewing of your reactions. This time, heated rivalry. Yes. Little spoiler for everybody. Yeah, so on Patreon, I've got 4 episodes of heated rivalry done. You beat me down, you wore me down. It'll be on YouTube on Valentine's Day. That will be the plan. Catherine O'Hara, never seen Schitt's Creek. Maybe I should watch that for my channel. So heartbreaking hearing Catherine O'Hara pass away. She's played so many mother characters in shows and movies that I've seen. My heart sank hearing the news. Same. Never seen Schitt's Creek, but I started it last night after hearing the news. I like it so far. Same here, started. A lot of people starting Schitt's Creek. Really cool to see Catherine O'Hara in The Last of Us Season 2 and The Wild Robot with Pedro Pascal. I forgot she was in The Wild Robot. But yeah. Last of Us Season 2 is the last live action appearance that I remember seeing her in outside of Beetlejuice. Let's see. What's up, Amreese? What's up, JCT? JCYT? What's up, Sabrina? Saturday. Alder Grendel, what's up? How are you? RIP, indeed. Snowstorms and Catherine O'Hara, welcome to 2026. And a lot of other stuff, which we're not even going to get into here. This is not the place for some of the other stuff that's been oozing out of the ether these last couple of days. I don't know any other better way to describe it right now. What's up, Omni? What's up, Dawson? Been a bit busy, but always good to drop back into the chat, especially while relaxing with the snow coming down outside. Hell yeah, man. The vibe. Love the shirt. You are Knuff. We got this, even though it's hard and these days. Yes, indeed, we do. We try our best every day, at least. RIP, indeed. Evening from the UK. Hope everybody is good-ish. Good-ish is about the best you can say these days, I feel like. Good-ish. She passed away due to a brief illness. She was having difficulty breathing on Friday morning. That's unfortunate. I mean, when the older you get to, any kind of illness can be, I mean, detrimental. Even like as far as the common cold. Speaking of cold, it is cold. 22 degrees for me. What is it right now for us in currently? 18, and that's Fahrenheit, which is -7 degrees Celsius. What's up, Lotta? Guess what? I started watching Star Wars. Finally, already got through episodes 1 through 4 and Rogue One this week. God damn! Look at you. You're as far as the movies are concerned, you're damn near done. Got one more. Let's see. I saw a report that the new Game of Thrones spinoff centered around the Sea Snake Voyages is in development. Yeah, with Gendy Tartakovsky. It's going to be animated. Could you see House of the Dragon having a worse ending than Game of Thrones? Doubtful. I would hope not. They can't take 2 loses back to back like that, man. What's up, Lucas? Watching your stream while I cook a Canadian poutine with a twist. Replace the gravy sauce with homemade seafood creamy sauce with cheese. That would probably kill me, but sounds delicious. You know, I've never actually had proper poutine. Any of the times I've been to Canada, it's always been there, but I've never actually had it. I'm always kind of been apprehensive because I cannot do soggy fries or crisps or whatever the fuck. So I've always kind of like been like, I like the idea of all the different components, like the gravy and everything else. But like, I don't know. I've never given it a go. Denzel Washington movie Fallen is underrated. Definitely haven't seen that one. Feeling kind of crappy today, so I binged your TED reactions. I'm excited for the new season. Me too. And speaking of, I don't know if they're going to continue it. I know that Greg and them on the Rejects have been watching the movies for the channel. I need to rewatch the movies because there was a couple of jokes that went over my head when reacting to season 1 because it'd been so long since I've seen them, but they finally started the show. God, it's so good, and I can't wait for season 2. It's hilarious. Just finished Percy Jackson season 2 and enjoyed it mostly. However, I'm excited for season 3 because it's uncharted territory in terms of adaptations. Very true, very true. I still have 2 episodes to go, an episode to go. I can't remember. What have I recorded? What have I recorded? What was the last Percy? I think it was 6 was the last one I recorded. No, I just have the finale left. I forgot. Okay. Let's see. So in love with Anakin and Kylo, can't help it with the tortured bad guys. I mean, you're not alone. I love the idea of Walker being Wally West. I think he'd be a pretty solid Wally. Was she the actress who played the psychologist in the 2nd season of Last of Us? Yes, she was. And if I had to include Leah Savage-Jeffries, Annabeth in the DCU, I would cast her as Bumblebee or Karen. I could see it. I could definitely see that. Sea of Monsters is the worst book in my opinion, so I'm fine with most of the changes. Yeah, I'm not a book reader of that series, so I don't know. I'm just here for the show and the ride. Oi, oi! It's Rebecca! Rebecca's here! Oi, 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 oi! At least next Saturday, we're getting another hell of a short. Yes, we are! Yes, we are. Yes, it is. It is the one with the angels. Then I have seen it. I've seen it a couple of times, and I have the book that it is based on, which I've also read. Catherine Hare was so funny in the show called The Studio. It was a hit and it got Emmys. It was announced for season 2. Her absence will be missed. Was she like a major player in it or just a guest star? I'm curious. What's up, chat? What's up, Vince? Hope you're all staying warm up here. NC is a disaster as usual. Missed you all. Really? You're not that far south from here. Are you guys? I would imagine you guys are a little decently equipped for it all. Or did you just get hit real hard? Or real hard for NC? What's up, Ginger? How are you? Ghostblade. Hope all is well, man. I love the reaction to 314, 316. And to clarify without spoilers, the concept of hockey will be explained as the story goes on. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm kind of curious about that for sure as a concept. Because I've heard it like floated around in comments and stuff, and I'm just like, I have no idea what anybody's talking about. What a year this month has been, May. True. Good vibes here all the way long. All the live long day. That's what I was meaning to say there. What's up, Josh? How are you? Hi, folks. Only found this all recently, but the timing was good. Times have been a bit rough, and all the reactions have made a wonderful distraction. I appreciate. I'm glad that they can, because it is a depressing ass situation that we're in. It just, I don't know, man. It's like when I'm not like engaging or watching something, like I'm just like staring at the ceiling or my phone and just being like, what's even the point some days? But we're here. This keeps me alive and going forward, man. Did I watch Hercules and or Xena back in the day? I watched Xena. I never watched the Hercules show. Was not interested in it. Lucy Lawless was hot as fuck, so I watched that shit. I don't remember a lot of it. I didn't really watch it for the plot. I'll tell you that. That's for sure. I see a lot of people saying that Percy Jackson should have been an animated series because that wouldn't have had to worry about the CGI and the actors aging. What do you think? I don't think it would have, people bump into animation, man. People still, for whatever reason, see it as the inferior art form or one not to be taken seriously. But yeah, there'd be the freedom of, you wouldn't be constrained to any budgetary things on what you can or cannot do. You don't have to worry about the actors aging, but I don't know if as many people would have given it a chance. Watch Wonder Man. It's more of a drama than a superhero show. It's definitely something new that the MCU has done. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Hell yeah, man. I did see that we'll be getting an 8th Hell of a Short next Saturday. I did. If you haven't, I won't say the gift, but they gave, but I'm excited. I just saw some dude with a duct over his head. I saw the gif. Did you see Last of Us might be ending with season 3 according to the HBO boss? How? There's no way. They'd have to change a lot or cut a lot. After the fumble that was season 2, I mean, I guess maybe they're a little hesitant on how expensive the show is. Who knows? That would be disappointing though, I would say. You know, for such a strong season, for them to not learn from the lessons of their mistakes of season 2 and then to like fuck up like that, because they need at least 2 seasons to properly finish the story of the game. But who knows? I guess we'll have to see. Can't wait to see more imps and what the mission will have. Same! I'm curious what they're up to and how many people were in that vent. How excited am I for Ted Lasso season 4? I am always excited for Ted Lasso. So I'm super excited to see him enter another uncharted field for him. Familiar but different. But again, like I said, like when I was reacting to the show and, you know, season 3's finale, even like I said in it, it's not, as far as series finales go, it's not cut and dry. There's a couple of things I feel like personally were left up in the air for that door to stay open, because you don't know what Ted decided at the end. You assume what he decided at the end, but nothing was ever actually, like, they left off with the question and we don't know. You know, there's a lot of those things. So I'm excited. When I was reacting to it, I had already been hearing the whispers and rumors that another season would be coming, so I kind of had that expectation built in. So, but a lot of people are like, "Oh, you're going to ruin this perfect finale or whatever." And then, but then again, so many people didn't like season 3, so I loved it. So good, man. I thought. To see Daredevil Born Again season 2 trailer, I did. I'm so excited, man. I'm so fucking excited. Skills! Yeah. Oh, the trip layup, yeah. Omni with the accidental hoops. Gonna be annoying for a second because I keep missing streams. You're gonna do a reaction to Wake Up Dead Man. It won't be for a minute. I would like to. Again, movies, it's been so difficult to keep up with. One, it's expensive to edit. It's a big time consumption where it's not just a singular episode. And, I still have to review the edits themselves, which can take me even still an hour or 2 at minimum to review. So I've just kind of been doing the poll winners. So we'll see. I would like to get back onto the swing of doing more, but right now there's so many shows. I don't really have that time for many movies. Especially this spring. We're gonna have, what? Fucking, where is it? 6 shows that all overlap at a certain point. Yeah. God. Anyway, coming out Forever Lurking to ask, are you hyped for the new Sanderverse? And why is the answer yes? I have no idea what you're talking about, Pixie. Brandon Sanderson. Is that, I guess that's what you're referring to. I'm not familiar with, I know the name, but I'm not familiar with any of their work. So I'm gonna say no, but open to keeping an eye out. When I played ice hockey, I was standing at 4'8" at the time, and when I was 4 years old, yes, I was an Elbath giant as a kid. I was essentially Fulton on the ice shoulder, checking people and playing dirty. Nice. We never had any kind of formal hockey here at all. RE9, February 27th. Invincible Season 4, March 18th. Daredevil Born Again Season 2, March 24th. Maul, April 6th. Boys, April 8th. Dear God, that's missing the other ones that I am going to be covering. Because we got Monarch season 2 coming out February 27th. Daredevil, obviously, March 4th for Daredevil. Not 24th, which you put down. It's March 4th. Ted season 2 comes out on the 5th. Invincible the 18th. And then Maul, The Boys. Yeah. Love Schitt's Creek. Honestly think it takes a while to get into. Oh, good. I love that show. Rewatched the show Fallen a few months ago, and I didn't know that the actor who played the main character was also Stefan Salvador in Vampire Diaries. Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. I forgot about that. Woo! Heated rivalry. Peer pressure works. Yeah, and also just wanted to fill in February. It's a short month. Gotta get that SEO, get that, and hopefully not be too late to the trend to make up for the shorter month. But also, I was just morbidly curious at this point. Also know that Catherine O'Hara from Schitt's Creek, Home Alone, and recently Last of Us. When I heard the news, I felt like a TikTok trend where they faked famous actors dying, and to find out myself fresh off the press 30 minutes after RIP icon. That's the thing too, some people will try to catch you with these fake obituaries or fake things to make you think somebody passed on just to get the engagement. So yeah, always double checking it yourself is a good practice, but also when you see so many different people post about it, it's also a sign. What are your thoughts about the 2 MCU stars, the Batman 2 movie, which is Sebastian Stan and Scarlett Johansson, starring Robert Pattinson? I mean, there is no delineation. Nobody is just one or the other. It's not like people are beholden to do one thing other than that. I don't know. I'm just excited to see what they do, what characters they play, and how they play them. And I mean, it's kind of cool. I like that they're not concerned about that bleed. Dude, Aokiji is a genuine Marine. He's my second favorite, and Garp isn't even in my top 3. What? Interesting. Okay. Passed away pretty young, 71. Sad to hear that. Yeah, she was Sally and the Witch Girl in Nightmare Before Christmas. And yes, that's her singing. Danny Elfman has been doing live shows every October with the cast from the movie. Oh, that's cool. I did not know that. I have grounded myself from watching the news for a bit because it's just one big headache. I can't even, I can't escape it, dude. Like, my algorithm forces me stuff even though I never engage with it. But that's the beast of these things, man. Ooze is such an pleasantly unpleasant word. True. I got a Nelson and Murdoch Attorneys at Law Blind Justice t-shirt for my 29th birthday. That's cool. It didn't look at it, but at times you were, it didn't look it, but at any times were you uncomfortable with the heated rivalry spicy scenes? Saw a reaction from a guy who was clearly uncomfortable. No, because like I said, it wasn't as spicy as I thought it was going to be. Not, even if it was, I don't think it would have really changed much. I think it was more funny than anything, some of the scenes, but no, I don't think there's been a single moment in the show where I've felt uncomfortable. I've been really locked in and engaged. It is wildly entertaining though when things get spicy, because it is at times they just go, for lack of a better term, hard. Like straight to the glug sometimes, man. I respect it. Vivzy Pop has announced a hell of a short is coming next Saturday. Yes, indeed. I hope nobody got plans for next Saturday, so I'll see you the hell of a short. Yeah, we may be doing a Sunday stream next week. If it takes me too long to get it edited and up on the channel, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Holy, that's way too cold. Is it for y'all? Let's see. It's scary that illness gets worse as we age, so stay healthy, everybody. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get wrecked probably when I get older. What do you think of the new poster for Daredevil Born Again Season 2? I haven't seen the poster. I don't know what the poster actually is. Chips, the word you're looking for, is chips. Right. Because crisp is chips. Okay. Sorry. Brain fart. Omni, I'm not caught up on Fallout yet, but how was episodes 5 through 7 of season 2? I'm checking it out tomorrow along with your reactions. I'm enjoying it. Seasons 5 through 7 is more drama, more story, more lore. It's definitely building. So there's been some people who are like, oh, nothing happened this week, which I vehemently disagree with. I've been locked and engaged personally. I love what they're doing this season with it. Would you like Sebastian Stan as Harvey Dent in Batman? If the trailer comes out. I was hoping they were gonna do Hush, and that maybe he'd be Elliot, Thomas Elliot, but I don't think they're going that route. But it seems like it's confirmed, I thought, that he is playing Harvey Dent. Next week, weather will be better. It's going to be 65 degrees and 60 degrees in Oklahoma. I hope so. I need the snow in my yard to melt because we've been having some clogging issues, or well, draining issues more or less these last couple of days. But the way the piping is set up, they need to find the clean out valve outside, and it's buried somewhere under a sheet of ice. Unlike my neighbors who are on the same line as me, who their access is at least a foot above ground, ours is flush with the ground, even though they just replaced it last year and still chose to put it that close to the ground, so we couldn't even find it. If I could find it, I could put water over it, melt the snow, melt the ice, and then we would have been fine. So I gotta wait and reschedule for somebody to come back out when it's actually clear. Thankfully though, after the big old hiccup over the weekend, it hasn't really been acting up, but still something's going on down there. So thankfully they said they wouldn't double charge me because they weren't able to get to it yet. So we'll see. Denzel's The Bone Collector is my favorite movie, and one of the rare babyface Angelina Jolie appearances. Fun. Yeah, you really don't see her in a lot of babyface roles. Let's see, I love how we saw someone go number 2 in Knights of the Seven Kingdoms episode 1, then we saw someone go number 1 in episode 2. Conspiracy? More to that? Who knows? Did you hear that Phil Dunster is going to be in How to Train Your Dragon 2? I did! He's going to be playing Kit Harington's character. Let's see, time is on my side. If you get that, when you watch Fallen, seconded by the way, it's also starring John Goodman and fucks severely. Like I said, I've seen it I saw it when it first aired, and I've seen it a couple times since, and I got the book. Like Angel shit, I love it. I love that kind of the lore surrounding it, and Nephilim and all that kind of crap. Love it. Omni, the season 2 finale of Percy Jackson has 2 credit scenes, so you know ahead of time. I have been warned, but I thank you for reminding me. I will probably need to also be reminded when I actually record it too. Good chance of that. Saul, you're on the final season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I wonder how many episodes you got left now. I'm recording episode 8 tomorrow, so 7? Five. There's only 13 episodes, right? So 5 episodes, I think. After tomorrow, I think only 5 then. Let's see. I don't have Patreon, but it's always a fun ride binging your reactions to one of my favorite shows there. Saying if you don't have Patreon, you don't have to sync up. You can watch it and whatever and just watch it. Anyway, Anakin's my favorite character in the original trilogy, and Kylo Ren is my favorite character in the overall in the sequel trilogy. Through Anakin's probably my favorite character when we're looking at the mainline films and stuff. When we're looking at everything, it's still Revan, Darth Revan. But because Revan's not been properly canonized, if we're looking at canon, it might be it's probably either Anakin or Cal Kestis. Let's see. Arlen is living in 60 until 60 in Game of Thrones universe. A huge accomplishment. Since medieval times, living to 30 was almost impossible. That's true. Yeah, getting to old age is very, very difficult back then. Yeah, we've made this discovery here, but thank you, Bianca. See, Catherine O'Hara was the voice of Sally in Night Before Christmas. Do you think that with the DCU, Wonder Woman will receive the respect she deserves? Hope her new movie shows that she is worthy of being on the same level as Batman and Superman. I hope so. I can only hope so. She was one of the main characters in the studio. Well, that sucks. Yeah, I'm sure that gap will be felt. Catherine O'Hara agreeing to be Joel's psychologist despite him killing her husband Eugene is still funny to me. Because why would she do that? Because she's the only psychologist. She's not, like, she knows why, but still hates him for what he did. I mean, it's just that dichotomy of living in the apocalypse. He got infected. Nothing could be done. The only thing Joel really did incorrectly in that moment was not, and it still is logically sound why he did what he did, in spite of Ellie's protests, was that, you know, it had to be done. Let's see, it's because of the damn ice storm last weekend. We got nothing but sleet and snow, so now we're getting snow and it's going to be refreeze what just melted. Well, that's rough. Ice is so much worse than the snow, man. So that's going to be rough. Finally finished RE4 Remake, the main story, and I'm now playing the DLC. Well, twinsies! That's what, well, I got one chapter left. I might be finishing that tonight. I'm gonna try to, at least. God, I love it. I'm so rusty, and I'm on the last chapter, and I have barely any ammo. It's not looking good, but I'll probably get through it. Can't get over it being -7 where you are, and you're in a t-shirt. It's 7C here, and I've got a jumper out and a hot water bottle. I mean, inside, you know, I got the heat on. I'm fine. It's like, I have it at like 69 in the house. Nice. And I'm okay. My office is always warmer than the rest of the house because of all of the lights and the my computer running. So it keeps my room a little bit warmer than the rest of the house as well, though I have poor circulation in my legs. So like I always even have like a fucking space heater. Not while I'm recording, because if I'm doing it while recording, it gets, I'll start sweating in here because the combination of everything. I can only have this on and my doors open really most of the time. Sea of Monsters is definitely the shortest book in the series. Okay. Let's see. Hope we see more of Sea Snake and How to Train Your Dragon. God damn it, I did it again. House of the Dragon Season 3. Because of your response to the Xena question, now I need to know if you watched Baywatch for the plot. I mean, I've only ever seen clips, but I never actually I've never watched Baywatch. Obviously I've seen like clips, the running and stuff. It's a meme. Even when I was growing up and whatever, it was something that kind of was like made fun of in other shows or whatever, but I can't think, I don't think I've ever seen Baywatch. Like an actual second of an actual episode. It's -8 here. I'm not okay. Everybody bundle up. Bundle up, bundle up, bundle up. My mom wouldn't want to watch Game of Thrones animated spin-offs with me. Yeah. See? Watch Xena to see Lucy Lawless and Renee O'Connor kiss. What did it come back to? Yeah, oh yeah, this was what I was wanting to come back to. And see, this is the kind of the case. Like, even when I was talking to my mom about it, because she likes House of the Dragon and she likes Game of Thrones, but the second I tell her something's animated, she's just like, I don't know. Calcified. What prompted that? I'm curious about that. I don't remember what we were talking about that would have prompted that. Regarding my comment about Percy Jackson as an animation, we live in an era where animation like Arcane and Spider-Verse are taken as seriously as live-action films. I think it would work. There are exceptions to the rule, but generally speaking, unless like every animated show is going to be treated as lesser than, unless you're an Arcane or a Spider-Verse. And those are the two most expensive examples that have broken, and you're not going to get a Percy Jackson that is like either of those shows. But it's not saying that it couldn't be done. I mean, I don't trust Disney to do it. So in that vein, for sure. I mean, look at their other animated series currently right now. Let's see. What do you think about Avengers Doomsday? Says there no build up like the Infinity Saga. I feel like it's gonna be an interesting. I don't know. I do not like that it feels like it's just kind of coming up without any kind of, with like one or two things that kind of hint at something coming. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. HBO said it seems like when asked if The Last of Us is ending, he ultimately said it's up to the showrunners. Okay. I mean, because they said like they might need like 5 seasons to tell their story, but minimum of 4. So we'll see. I was off work on the day the Wonder Man dropped, so I binged it, and it's fantastic. Not ready for How to Train Your Dragon 2 live action because we know what's going to happen in most of the saddest scenes from the animated movie. Yeah, I still haven't seen the live action remake of the first one yet. I heard good things about it though, surprisingly. They made Ellie unlikable in season 2 through the writing that I'm actually rooting for Abby since Caitlin Dever is fantastic as the character. I think it might end up being the sole reverse of the game with the way that it kind of turned out. And they completely like fucked up, I will say, Ellie's emotional arc in season 2 by trying to blunt that edge significantly. There were a couple of moments where I think that they did some stuff. There were some choices with Ellie that actually did make things a little bit better, but if we're talking like the overall picture, they fucked it up. I don't know. We'll see. I'm kind of with you on this one. Bullseye? More Bullseye, please. I like how he just out and about ordering milkshakes. True. Says Stab, you threw the back for the plot point. I would love to see in Deadpool 4, but do you think about Deadpool 4 shall get made? If you do think they should add my idea, since even though it's most likely not going to get added to it. I mean, there might be something to do with X-23, but I don't know. It really just depends on what the MCU even looks like after Secret Wars. Could completely change that entire amalgam. But you can't keep having TVA rogue agents doing the same thing over and over again, because the TVA shouldn't have even come after them to begin with. Do you think Daredevil teams up with Bullseye to take down Kingpin? Yeah, for sure. I do think that reluctantly they will probably end up on the same side soon. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Movies and Wake Up Dead Man just wanted to know. No rush from me, my dude. All good. No, I just wanted to fill everybody in on it, because I know like we used to do. I tried to do like a movie every week, and then we had to put that off because of a bunch of other shit going on, and then it's just like it's with the economy the way it is, even with the editing, that's gotten more expensive too in response to the economy and the world that we're in right now, and it's just like it's just rough. Plus, we've been covering way more shows as of late now too, so which is kind of my fault for the One Piece thing, for starting the Bear slot to the Age of the Shield slot. You know, when having these slots that are decided whether, you know, when they're older shows or whatever, like it's just like, fuck, I'm kind of shooting myself in the foot a little bit when all these, like when this upcoming slot series of shows are going to be coming around. You know, it's there to fill the void, but when the void is not needed to be filled, it's like I'm shooting myself in the face. So we'll see how it all goes, because I just, it sucks, man, because there's so many movies I want to watch. So difficult to find the time, though. I heard Aegon's Conquest might be a movie that would be epic to see in theaters. Game of Thrones, Aegon the Conqueror. That is also, I've heard the same. I'm curious, because you're closing in on the second canon arc, the next canon arc now. How'd you feel about watching the short film 103 Mercies Dragon Damnation? Oda pitched it as an introduction to One Piece. It would be a cutaway adventure, but you'd be free to watch it after episode 362. I feel like at this point, it'd be weird to just do a movie. I mean, not, as far as I know, none of them are canon. like many anime films tend to be. I don't know. I'm not sure. Obviously, I've skipped a bunch of movies up until this point because there's been multiple by the point I'm already at in the show. So I'm not sure. Wait, how are they going to do The Last of Us Season 3 because they haven't even started The Last of Us Part 3 yet? They're going to start off where they left off after the cliffhanger ending of Season 2? Yeah, because that's only a quarter of the way into The Last of Us 2. Like, Season 2 isn't all of the second game. That's only like a quarter or a third, maybe, of the second game. Like they've said, and I've talked about as well, even in my reactions, they would need 3 seasons to actually adapt all of The Last of Us Part 2. At minimum. Yeah, that cliffhanger is not how the game ends. That's like barely into the game. Maybe not barely, but far from over. What would your favorite Canadian food or snack be? Depending on which in place, Canada. Some places poutine have different styles of toppings they use. Basic crispy fries, gravy sauce, curd, cheese. There's a second part of this somewhere. Apparently the curdled cheese is very hard to find in America, but my friend who lives in New York, they replace it with mozzarella. Interesting. I mean, I don't really know of any other Canadian staples other than poutine, to be honest. So maybe that. I mean, like, it sounds in theory like I would like it, but I don't know. I've never tried it. I'm also thinking Deadpool 4 is after Doomsday, or whatever Deadpool Wolverine did. X-23's made the TV lock up X-23 for the reason because of assuming that all they didn't see. That would be retreading things that they've already kind of talked about. I really don't think that would happen. But again, we don't know what the world is going to look like after those movies come out. Did you see their casting for the God of War TV series? I have. I've seen all the announcements so far. So the trailer for Daredevil is March 24th, I thought. When I looked it up, it said March 4th. No, you're right. It says it is 24th now. Maybe I wrote it down wrong. Where was that in my notes? I need to fix that. That eases my soul a little bit. Okay. I guess I had that wrong. Let's see. It's worth folks keeping an eye. He has said for years on Hollywood, I don't know what to do with him because he just won't take their money. Apple have given him full creative control, a show and a film. What was this in relation to? I'm having trouble following all these separate threads here. Was this the Sanderverse comment, maybe? I think I want to watch Heat of Rivalry after I saw other people enjoy the show. Where should I find it on? I'm watching it on HBO Max. That's where I'm watching it, but I think it's a Crave original thing, so it could be Crave in other places, but I'm watching on HBO Max personally. To see the Highlander movie or series, any opinions on the remake? I've seen the original film. I've seen bits and pieces of the series. I've seen the crossover film between the movies and the series. I haven't seen every movie though. I love the first film, but it gets real wonky after that. But I'm curious about the remake, man, especially with Chad Stahelski being behind it. I'm sure the fights will be awesome. Plus, Henry Cavill, we know he can use a sword, so I'm excited. I hope it's good. It's been in development hell for decades, though. Dude, does anybody else remember the myths that went around MySpace? Yes, I'm that old. We predate MySpace. Come on. Anyway, that Kel from Kenan and Kel died. I do remember that. I do remember that being a thing. People trying to convince everybody that he was dead. And he was like, apparently I'm dead. Ever watched the movie Dark Man from 1990? A remake is in the works. That I've never seen, actually. Can't see who the other two favorite Marines are because that would be out of context spoilers. Just dropping names. Fair enough, fair enough. Sorry if this question is being annoying, but you do promise you will watch The Amazing Digital Circus this year. Yes. Yeah, no, I'm going to try to do it soon. Rather sad thinking Catherine Harris passed away. Such a great actress. Fond members of you watching her Beetlejuice, especially regarding her horny handman. True. Yeah, she just had this like resurgence over the last couple of years too, where she was in a bunch of like high profile things too. It's just sad. Straight to the glug glug is a phrase I never want to hear ever again. Well, if you watch my I think I'll only say it once in the heated reaction room stuff, now that I think about it. Let's see. I remember that Kenan and Kel thing too. Good old MySpace. Now at 34 years old, MySpace feels forever ago. Yeah, well, yeah. God, MySpace. Those were the days. The biggest struggle you had is choosing who was your top 8 friends and not pissing everybody off. Can't live in the weather under 20. California's ruined me. I like my sunshine. Dude, that sounds awesome to me. Other than the cost of living, that seems ideal to me. I watched a reaction to Heated Rivalry and didn't even finish that. I thought it was boring. Sorry. I most certainly don't. I'm locked in intrinsically in what's going on. But to each their own. I was gonna say, if a straight guy is confident in his sexuality, seeing men be intimate doesn't bother them. Sorry, I don't make the rules. I just work queer. Oh, Vince, I love the wordplay. Yes. I don't know. If I saw like full pin, I might be a little like, meh. I don't know. But what they got going on, it's honestly way more innocent than I think most people were saying. Do you think after Avengers Secret Wars, Elektra could come back? I mean, most certainly as somebody else. They would recast. If anybody's going to be coming back after Secret Wars, they will most likely be recast. How are the cats with the snow? Are they using the heated tent? Biscuit is when he is put out for being bad. And by being bad, it's like pissing in the most random of places. Like on the bathroom sink. In my medicine. For whatever reason. Yeah, he's back out in the tent. He comes in to eat, to get a little warm, get some cuddlies, and then after a little while, kind of have to, if he's not, I just can't leave him unsupervised, apparently. I thought he'd been doing good for a little while, but Jumba's been inside way more than he ever usually is, and same with Cookie. But Biscuit's got his own personal heated tent out there. The house is heated. I put a tarp over it as well, because it's under a fold-out table, so it's basically just a giant hut, and then there's also a heat lamp inside the hut, all for him. Plumbing with Omni. Did some checking outside of the 2 AU episodes. There's no in-between arc fillers for 8 canon arcs after the 11 episode filler you're approaching. By the way, if you're not familiar, I skipped that shit. I ended up skipping that whole 11 episode arc, so we're not we don't have to worry about that. Arrowverse rewatch update. I've got 2 more episodes of Arrow season 3. What do you think of Arrow's Roz? I thought they did a really good job with the whole League of Shadows, and I thought he was a really good imposing Roz. I like that whole story arc. I know some people had some mixed feelings about it, but I loved it. I thought it was so cool. Definitely better than a lot of the other adaptations that we've had, especially of that character. People are upset with Knights of the Seven Kingdoms since episode 1 and 2 don't end with a huge hook like the other shows. However, this is a smaller story, and we won't get dragons or ice zombies. Yeah, it's not that kind of show. And I don't have that kind of expectation, because, I mean, I probably knew, it's probably mostly because I got that going into it. Did you hear that the actor who played Bruce Wayne on the show Gotham said that he wants to join the DCU? I could see him as Tim Drake. I think he's too old to be Tim Drake right now. I think he could play somebody, but I don't know if he'd be anybody good in the Bat family. To clarify, I thought we were talking about the movie Fallen from 1998 with Denzel Washington and John Goodman. That's what the song relates to. Yeah, no, that was not the Fallen we were talking about. We were talking about the miniseries about angels and the end of the world. How am I liking Welcome to Derry? It's really good. The CGI sometimes leaves a little bit to be desired, but most of the time, it's fine for what they're doing. I do think they gotta lean into it sometimes, and it gets real weird, but I'm loving it. I'm loving the characters. I'm loving the darkness. I'm loving the storytelling. This shit goes harder than any of the movies did, for sure. I think the future of Game of Thrones franchise will be one big scale epic show like House of the Dragon, and one smaller scale show that comes out yearly. Knights of the Seven Kingdoms is yearly because it doesn't have as much CGI as the other shows. True, and they're already they're planning on a yearly release for it, from what I read. On episode 3 of Welcome to Derry, I knew it'd be gory, but my goodness, I give it credit. It managed to shock me. Yeah, I'm not shy about gore, and that has fucking it shocked me. It surprised me. It's not like Terrifier levels of just like absurdity, but it's just like the concept of what is happening at certain times. It's not even sometimes gore, but just pure body horror and shock horror is like, it's unexpected. Because she was a good woman and damn great therapist. Sobbing. True. Hey, it's Canada Graphs. What's up, man? We'll be talking later. My 13-year-old nephew started Welcome to Derry with his parents while eating dinner. After that intro scene, he needed a break and no more dinner. Understandable. Leon is my favorite character. My favorite character is Jill. Or Chris. Chris or Jill, but probably Jill. Jill's, if I had to pick anybody from the Resident Evil clan, it's probably, if I had to pick one person, it's probably Jill. Second would be Chris, and then Leon. That character that Catherine played in The Last of Us Season 2, when she mentioned that her character husband named was Eugene, kind of reminds me of her co-star friend, Eugene Levy. Good little catch right there. Not that that was intentional. Eugene was a character from the games. She was an addition, but yeah. So as far as I'm looking at Omni, the last episode of 11 filler episodes is a cutaway Dream World episode, nothing to do with filler or canon. Your reaction to what happened in the car, the first episode of Welcome to Derry, was gold. That was a wild scene. And it's just crazier, man. The one in episode 2 with the bed with Ronnie, holy shit. Yeah. Well, I saw a full-grown 45-year-old man going out in t-shirts and shorts in Canada. I mean, hell, I've been just going out there. If I'm taking out the trash and I'm bringing in the trash can from the street or whatever, I won't even bother to put my jacket on or pants, and I will just bear it, and then I'll just walk back in. But yeah. So I get that. That's the thing, though. Like, when I was dating a Canadian for a long time, like, our cold for her, she would just kind of wear, like, what would be, like, kind of like fall or spring attire. She gets so many looks because she wasn't dressed to the winter around us, while I was like completely like coated up. Playing Quarantine Zone because of a mundane paperwork sim make brain go burr. Fun. Cats in the room? I think, yeah, cat. She's licking her butt. Cookie's in here. This again, my room is like, she's the only one that doesn't really fuck around in here. Or most of the time she'll just be in the closet behind my desk, because there's a closet behind my desk, to just sleep. This is her reprieve from everybody else. Canada got hit by an earthquake earlier this week. It was a tiny one. Damn. At least, I mean, Tiny's still an earthquake, man. Let's see. It'd be cool if Eugene Levy played Last of Us character 2. Play as Catherine character's husband. What? I mean, it would be a very short role. But I love that they had Pesci in there. Ever seen Lord of the Flies? No, I don't think I have. No, I have not. I always get that and Children of the Corn mixed up sometimes. 336 is the one you can skip. Already did. I went straight to 337. That's where I'm at. I mean, the guide I had said 337 was the first non-filler arc episode, so that's where I skipped to. Did you hear the Gundam live action movie will be streaming movie? It's going straight to Netflix. I did. It was a Netflix project. I'm so curious how that's going to go. Also hope the animated Game of Thrones spin-offs are good in terms of the art. I mean, that's got to be first and foremost. I think they can't be going cheap with it though. It's got to be, they got to give it that effort and that love. It's going to be in the 30s and 40s here in Tampa, which wouldn't be bad except for we can't turn on the heat because someone who lives here. So just bundling up and blankets is all we can do. See, I keep things a little bit crisp so I don't get too hot when I'm covering up in bed. Also, to keep it, I also have to shut my vent in here because while it's trying to heat the rest of the house, there's a vent directly above me, and with my computer and everything in here, I can't have that on, man. So it's a weird tug-of-war battle I have to play between my office and the rest of the house. Renee O'Connor was definitely a top 10 crush of mine at her peak. Only reason I watched Xena. Renee O'Connor. The name sounds familiar, but I don't know. I can't remember. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I wouldn't say top 10 for me, but yeah. I think they made Sea Snake animated because it was too expensive in live action, since Sea Snake is traveling all over the world. True. That makes sense. I get that. Yeah. They're not going to blow their budget on across so many shows right now with how things are performing. Poor Eugene Levy. A statement on Catherine's passing broke my heart. Culkin's 2, such an incredible woman. Hope after Secret Wars we get a proper build up to the next big event film. Agreed, same. But I think the MCU is going to be completely different after it. I'm so curious how they're going to play it. At least Catherine will be finally in peace with her Home Alone co-star who plays Kevin's dad. Wasn't he a terrible person? No, Kevin's dad. Sorry, Kevin's dad. I was thinking of the dad in Beetlejuice. He was the guy who was, he was sketchy as shit. That's what maybe I'm misremembering. Do you think Kang should at least be mentioned in Doomsday or just forgotten about? I think they need to address it in some way. Watched Tron Ares again yesterday, and I'm so glad the views are high on Disney Plus, still hoping they continue the franchise. I do as well. I still haven't watched Ares, but I just love the concept and the world of Tron. I just wish they would have did a direct continuation of Legacy. But I still want to give it a shot. Casually kicks Abby Stan merch under the rug. Yeah, it's season 2 that did it. It wasn't on her side from the start. Totally. That's the thing about it. Like, it's a test of tribalism, right? We know Ellie, we know Joel, but the thing is, her actions are, if we were following her story from the get-go, we'd all be gung-ho, die-hard. Get 'em, Abby. And that's the switch is going to be the fun part of the conversation now. I don't think the game handled it that well personally, but it does eventually kind of get you on the page. And I think Caitlin Dever is going to give us a very, very different vibe for Abby as well. Turns out, Baby No Money and Brandon did a cosplay collab. Vox and Alistair, guess who's who? I'm going to say Brandon's Vox. They've been doing a lot of collabs over the last couple of months. Has been cosplayed, by the way. Also, one thing I laughed at in season 2 was Ellie had all the bruises and scars on her body because there's no way Ellie had those in the game when we went through hell over many hours. True. It took me a minute to catch what you meant there. Let's see. I mean, Ant-Man 3 story doesn't make sense after Kang actor got in trouble and the Marvel changed the story to Doctor Doom, so I don't know what they're going to do with the Ant-Man character after the third film. Yeah, I have no idea, man. Saw a fan who's the opposite from you, Omni. He said that we don't need a Last of Us Season 4 for one game. Well, they're wrong. I mean, again, you'd have to cut a lot out or make Season 3 twice as long. I mean, they already cut out a lot even in season 1 or 2, season 2. Yeah, hard disagree. Most people who have played the game, I feel like, know or at least agree that you'd have to like change or remove a lot to squeeze it into one more season. Let's see. What's up, Omni? Joining in late, but wanted to talk about the last episode of Fallout, the flashback on the internment camp in Canada, for forgiveness is Little America. I was very interested in the fact. Harper felt like Dottie from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. as a spy almost in the way that she infiltrated. I almost called her Dottie multiple times because she reminded me of Dottie. For sure. I'm glad I'm not alone in that. I just love movies so much. I used to scroll IMDb and find low-rated movies just to find potential hidden gems. Oh, that's cool. That sounds like a fun little game to play. Speaking of the snow, I live in Concord, NC, and it's been enjoying it since it's extremely rare we get some. It's still coming down on my end, but I do understand some of Chad's frustrations with it. If I was a kid and didn't have responsibilities, love the snow. When as an adult with responsibilities and being the one dealing with it, I loathe it. Also heard that Aegon's Conquest movie, if successful, could lead to a series about the Conqueror's sons. Yeah, man, they will not let that shit die if it's successful, man, for sure. Yeah. Heed Canagraph's warning there. FYI, Last of Us Season 3 filming dates are March 2nd to November 27th of this year, so you might want to start muting all of your Last of Us keywords soon. I don't have to worry about it personally because I've played both games. But for anybody else who hasn't played the games and want to avoid anything coming around the corner, might be some good things to consider. The only way I could see Last of Us ending a season 3 if it's like 15 episodes. Yes. Exactly. Like I said, it'd have to be longer, episodic wise, than the last season for sure, or the first 2 seasons for sure. Excited for Scream 7? I would be if I wasn't like boycotting the studio behind it. I love the franchise. I do not want to financially support the people making that movie. So I will not be seeing it in theaters. So, it's unfortunate. Let's see. Weebs be like, you have to watch these 3 arcs first, but then you can skip these 4 episodes. And then there was this movie that I can't watch until you've seen this episode and wonder what order is fine. True. I can be like that sometimes, though, about certain things. Last of Us Part 2 is a big game compared to the first one. Yeah, it's 3 times longer than the first game. And it's got 2 stories that are both divergent and then convergent. Especially in the series where you're expanding perspectives beyond the characters you control. That just also increases your runway. naturally by the way they've built the show. I'm curious to see how the upcoming Carrie TV series will do. Another Stephen King adaptation has so much potential. Hey man, in Mike Flanagan, I trust, so I'm seated for that. Seated for that. When does that come out, by the way? Sometime this year. No exact dates announced. We got Thunder Switch is amazing, but what the fuck is going on with him? My god. Oh, Thaddeus. I think he's turning into a centaur. If you don't know what that is, look it up, because it's not a horse dude. I said the same thing in my video, that I think he's turning into a centaur. One thing I forgot about, though, or, well, didn't know about, I guess, is that a centaur is a mutation in which multiple creatures are actually fused together. A single being can't necessarily become a centaur. So he might be part of a centaur, the same. I mean, it's all FEV related. So who knows? Who knows what he's going to end up being? MK2 is my most anticipated movie. Huge MK fan. Likewise, though I didn't like the last movie. So I'm kind of holding out hope this one might be better. I'm confused that they already cast Thor in God of War. Are they combining God of War 2018 with Ragnarok? I don't know. It's a good question. I thought Thor showed up in 2018. I could have swore he did. You don't fight him, right? Or is he not there at all? He's mentioned at least. Could have swore he popped up. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, okay. Okay, I'm not. Okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one who was pretty sure he was in the first game. Well, the fourth game. Right, I'll refrain from going on about it, though. I wish I could join you in the excitement. I'm just not familiar with any of Sanderson's work. All good, Omni. Thought March 4th was well until the trailer delayed the release. I saw it originally was March 4th, and then they short delayed a bit. Okay, maybe that's what happened. Maybe I had the original date. Now that you're at the finale of Fallout, do you think Cooper's wife and daughter is truly inside the cryosleep pods, or is it empty? It's a good point. We know they had pods. We don't know if they're actually in them or alive. I'm sure they are. I'm sure they are, though. RE4 made the regenerators insane. Yes. Yeah, just recently just had to deal with those fuckers where I was. Especially that one that had this, that shot the spikies. That guy was an asshole. Ended up running from him because I didn't have the ammo to face him with Ada. What's the best RE game, and what's the worst game, Omni? I haven't played every entry. I've played most of them. My personal favorite, I think, is the probably RE2 Remake. RE2 wasn't my favorite back in the day itself, but Remake it made it so much better, man. It's so good. I know RE4 gets a lot of love, but like for me, I'm such a purist and I still bump into it. I love it. It's a great game, but it's not Resident Evil to me in a lot of the idyllic kind of ways. I think RE2 Remake is a great encapsulation, or the GameCube remake of the original game is real high up there, I think. Worst? I think by default, I'm going to say Resident Evil 6, just because every time I've tried to play it, I couldn't get it to work, and it just crashes. I'm going to try again, and see if I can get a version of it to work, even if I have to mod it at this point to try to actually finish the game. But like, I know it got a lot of hate, but I mean, I'd probably have to put that up there for sure. I mean, I like most of them. I don't hate it either, because I ended up watching it instead of playing it because I couldn't get my copy to work. You don't know. Yeah, I'll stand by that. There's still a couple that I haven't played. Well, okay, hold up. If we're including all of them and not just the mainline series, what the fuck was that one where you're this random ass squad of Umbrella soldiers? That game was ass. What Team Boy were you on with Watch of the Cameron or the blonde one in question? You like them both? I'm Team Cameron. I don't know what you're talking about. Are we talking about Fallen? I don't remember any of the characters' names, I'll tell you that. For little decades, my cousins and I have greeted each other with, there can be only one, and a friendly brawl. I mean, it's valid. Sometimes there can be only one. In love with that NCR Power Armor design, I would absolutely buy a 3-0 figure. Please, I need it. Yeah, I heard they just added that one to Fallout 76 as well as a purchasable thingy-bob. Love your reaction to Welcome to Dairy first episode. Hell yeah. What is one reaction you're excited to share with us this year? Oh, hold on. I need to let her out. She's freaking out. All right. I don't know, man. I still have all 9 episodes of Pluribus that I haven't released yet that are all on Patreon right now. Heated Rivalry still got Locked and Loaded. That's still to come. There's the episode 7 of Gravity Falls still coming, which a lot of people are looking forward to. That's a fun one. Obviously the rest of Dairy. I don't know, man. Those are the main ones I'm thinking about. Is other than I can't really say much about anything I haven't actually watched yet. But those are the ones that I have watched that I'm kind of excited to get around to. Watching the series of Highlander was funny when he'd be like out there taking a jog and then boom, sword is out. Yes, sir. Where exactly did you have that sword? Yeah, that was always very, very puzzling. The thing that annoyed me is that Immortals just came out of nowhere. Like, how is there ever only one? I don't know if they ever explained it, but like, what's his face was the last Immortal by definition in the first film. So making more movies was so forced. Then in the second one, the original one, they turned them into aliens. Then they retconned that. And then, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how. It doesn't make any sense. Let's see. Bullseye looks super scarred up now. GeoCities, anyone? MySpace. The reason for the entire generation knows basic HTML. I never actually learned it. I just copy and pasted and changed what I needed. But I did know a lot of people that did know how to just straight up write their own. I was born towards the end of the MySpace era. This year, will you play Ghost of Yotei before December? Here's hoping. Here's hoping, man. Hope so. Saw the post for Scream and Sam from Gen V gonna be in it. And MySpace is such a different time. Everybody thought that was gonna be around forever. I mean, it's still around. It is not what it once was, though. Want to see Foggy again after Secret Wars? Maybe. Biscuit, more like Pisket. I regret that sentence. What's up, man? You hear about the leaked opening for Doomsday. If true, what's been said? It's gonna be pretty sick. I try to avoid all of that stuff, man. I have not actually heard about it though, so I'm not up to the know with all of it. Got a new fan cast, Bruce Campbell as Harvey Bullock for the DCU. I don't know if I can see that all that well. Okay, no, we're putting everybody on blast. Did you have your music on your MySpace profile, and what did you remember it being? For the longest time, it was Closer by 9 Inch Nails. I know for a long time, it was Never Wanted to Dance with, what was it? Never Want to Dance from Mindless Self-Indulgence for a time, Linkin Park for a time. It was Simple and Clean from Kingdom Hearts for a long time. I changed it a lot depending on my mood. And by MK, I meant Mortal Kombat. I absolutely knew what you meant. Very excited but hesitant on Carl Urban being Johnny. Please be good. Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that one too. Interesting choice they went with there. So what are we thinking? They're going to be treating Secret Wars kind of like a Crisis/Flashpoint where things get a soft reboot? I mean, that's how it happened in the comics, so I'm assuming so. Pff, yeah, true. I imagine you'd be a little less bamboozled seeing full pin of any kind during a reaction. Yeah, I'd be like, okay, so I am watching porn now, right? Like, hold on, what's happening here? Denzel's Fallen is also about angels, so easy confusion. Wonder if there was ever a Fallen. Everything called Fallen is about angels. Possibly. You never know. Did you see them where Welcome to Derry is close to getting a season 2 renewal? I did. It's in that phase right now. Oh, you ended up skipping it. Well, good on you. So the next set of episodes is your start of Thriller Bark. Correct. Well then, to chat, and you eventually, God rest your schedule. The movie Fallen is a great one. It's a thriller and horror that also does involve angels. Okay, fair enough. Have you heard of voice comparison videos by Generation West, Teddy K Gaming, Dan Ellen Gaming, me, and others? No. I have not heard of any of those channels. Only 21 minutes behind, and you read my howdy. Pretty fast paced by your standards. Yeah, we're banging here because I'm trying to make sure I have time to eat before our thing later tonight. Love Floyd Lawton. Arrow's Floyd Lawton. He's fantastic. Agreed. It still irritates me that because of the Suicide Squad movie, they had to kill him off or write him off. So excited when you get to Amphibia. It's my favorite of the big 3 Disney cartoons, although be warned, it has the slowest start. Jill, the one and only master of unlocking. Yes, dude, the one and only, of course. And almost a sandwich. A Jill sandwich. Hope that's not blood. Hope that's not blood. Hope that's not Chris's blood. That was the line. God, fucking the dialogue and the execution in the original game is iconic. Now she's unaging. Or now she's got slowed aging due to her previous infection, which was their excuse for why she looks like the reboot Jill in the latest in-universe movie, which is hilarious. She's aging in reverse because of what Wesker did to her in 5. Almost. That 7th episode of Welcome to Derry is pretty gnarly. That's what I heard. That's what actually motivated me to get really back into it, is because I saw a post from Vivian Medrano commenting on how unexpectedly gnarly, as you said, episode 7 was. Though I have no idea the context surrounding it. But that one little, like, very vague comment was like, I gotta watch this, I guess. Catching up with Welcome to Derry via your reactions. Hell yeah. Saw Knights of the Seven Kingdoms. Showrunner wants 15 seasons of Dunk. 4 to 5 seasons of them as a kid, then adults, and then, or young adults, then adults. Yeah, they kind of want to do every stage of their lives, is what they said. Kitty, Cookie, perfect timing, Cookie. Come back for another 10 years and 5 assignments as a middle-aged man. I think Welcome to Derry gets me so much because it's not just gory, it's demented. True, yeah, that's the main thing. It's not just like blood and guts. It's fucking, who sits down and comes up with some of the stuff is like what it really makes me think about. But also confused at what I'm looking at. It's conflicting. Yeah. What's up, Turbo? How do I like the Mighty Nine? Loved it. Absolutely loved it. I cannot wait for season 2, man. There's earthquakes all the time. Out of all the ones we have ever had, I've only felt 3 of them. That's good, at least. Episode 2, Knights of the Seven Kingdoms, is still amazing, and Dunk is such a fool. I trust they will not be dead, sir. Like, come on, bro. Fumbles his words all the time. Hilariously so. Always thought it sucked that Roy leaves Arrow. I loved Arsenal. I can't remember if that was a writing thing or if that was like an actor thing. I think that was an actor thing. I've lived in my place now close to 9 years and never used my heat once. Still, I just put on extra clothes if it gets too cold. Don't like the smell from the heater. I mean, that's valid. You were thinking of hotel owner in Home Alone 2. That's who was the terrible person. Well, no, I've heard like yes, but also in Beetlejuice, I heard that the guy, one of the things they did in Beetlejuice by killing him off the way they did, and the way that they treated him the way they did, was kind of like as a weird protest to the original actor or something. I don't know. That's what I heard, at least. Now you're on the money. It was the dad from Beetlejuice that was a piece of shit. Okay, thank you. You might have talked about it already, but have you watched Wonder Man? I have not yet, no. Hello there, Omni Media. Saludos desde Peru. Well, right back at you, man. Welcome, welcome. I think the Tron franchise should try animation with great writing. There was an animated series for a time. I never watched it, but I don't know. I never really heard anybody talk about it. You are correct. Beetlejuice's dad, who was also the principal in Ferris Bueller, was a bad person, soliciting minors. That'll do it. Have you seen or would you like to see the Carrie movies based on the Stephen King novel? I mean, I've seen the original and the remake, that there was another remake of it, and then I'm going to be watching the Mike Flanagan series when it comes out. The funniest thing about Brandon, looks like the perfect live-action Alistair. I was hoping BB No Money would be Lucifer, but Vox feels just right. Okay, so I was wrong about who it was then. I'm gonna go blow out and watch Prodigal Son. Started it recently, and Michael Sheen plays crazy so well. Also, however, have fun with Thriller Bark. It's one of my favorite 3 pre-time skip arcs. Hell yeah, man. It's definitely caught me off guard with the whole theme and concept so far, so I'm very, very intrigued. Also, Michael Sheen, yes, does play crazy real well. Good Omens is the first time I've seen him play not a villain, or a morally corrupt person, or ambiguous. And there, here's that comment from Canada I mentioned earlier. If you want to avoid spoilers for The Last of Us Season 3, let's see. Have you seen the Interview with the Vampire series? I have not. The poll is up right now or it will be up tomorrow for what show will be taking Good Omens' place. It's on there, so it just depends on what happens, what the vote says after all of this. If offered, would you like to try using a flamethrower to melt snow at your house? Sure. Better than what I was trying to do by basically shoveling water out of my sink into the yard. I laughably tried to tie my hairdryer up to an extension cord, and that was not a smart move. Didn't do shit. I like how the MCU is getting less quantity, starting in 2027 with 2 to 3 movies, 2 animated series, and 2 live-action shows. Quality over quantity. I really do hope that rings so true. In the words of Bo Burnham, we'll stop beating this dead horse when it stops spitting out money. True. Have you heard the original Saw creators are returning for the franchise to its roots? Yes, James Wan will be directing with Lee Whannell returning to write. I'm very excited to see them, see if they can return. I mean, I thought 10 was excellent. Honestly, if not the best, one of the best in the entire franchise. So I'm curious to see what they do with it. I'm also Weeps, included in the call out. I haven't given up on getting you to watch Ruby yet. Fun. Glad you're not watching Scream 7 in the cinema. Hopefully it means we'll see you react to it for YouTube. We'll see, man. I definitely will probably be pirating it if I ever get around to watching it. I won't get to see No Holmes story until August. Heartstopper book, Sex book is out, and now not the movie yet or the trailer. I think you meant book 6. There's a series of these where you retracted a message. It was this one. This was one of the ones you retracted. I'm just going to try to keep track of that. I think the second game is so big that they can do 4 seasons on it, in my opinion, at least. Yeah, if they wanted to do everything, they could easily get 4 seasons out of The Last of Us Part 2. Just for that game. Met the Carrie cast when Mike brought them to a screening to the original Carrie movie for a theater he was passionate about here. Super class cast, hoping for great things for it. Dude, the cast is stacked. I'm excited, man. A little bummed it's Carrie because I think Flanagan would do Great insane rendition of The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon. I'm not familiar with that one. Let's see. Here we go. No, it won't come out until August. Heartstopper is the book of thing. It won't come out until the movie is not out yet. Thor's in God of War 1. Showed him God of War 1. Pretty much playing it. Last of Us Season 3 will be longer than Season 2. So we're getting at least 8 episodes, it seems. I mean, that's still not... We need way more than that if they're going to try to finish it soon. Fun fact, the reason Cyclops died in The Last Stand was because Fox was mad at James Marsden for being in Superman Returns. I've heard that. I've heard that little fun fact before. Especially around that time when it happened. Was it? I know Loki showed up and fucked with shit. Oh, okay, yeah. No, then Thor shows up, and then, yeah, he's in the... Did you see GTA 6 will be the biggest game because it will take forever to download and it'll need a hard drive and space? I mean, yeah, that's to be expected. Totally to be expected. Yeah, I was thinking with the substance that Thaddeus took back in Season 1 was a low-quality bootleg FEV that is slowly mutating him. The thing about it is, some people are like, oh, he's going to... I've seen so many people who are like, oh, he's turning into a super mutant. I was like, well, I mean, super mutants aren't rotting. His arm rotted off last episode. That's not what you would expect from a super mutant mutation, to my understanding. It's something else. Yeah, I'm sure they'll find some way to connect Carrie to it. Thor's son showed up in God of War 2018, but he only cameos in it. I mean, he shows up, so they gotta cast him. They're also adapting, so they might include him more, or show another side of it with what's going on here and there. Almost half of the Home Alone adults have passed away. I mean, yeah. God of War filming dates, February 2025 to April 1st. Interesting. God, I need to finish Ragnarok. Next one is you. Regenerators and RE, clickers in The Last of Us, and Reapers / Leviathans in Subnautica sounds that will always make me immediately shit my heart out. Also, on replay, I did not realize those insects, not related to the Regenitors, but in RE4 Remake, the bugs, the bug creatures, when they're not clicking and they do their little like chittering, chortling screech, they sound exactly like a Demogorgon from Stranger Things. For me, my personal favorite is RE2 Remake as well, since it takes place in the main city we all know and love. Yeah, I'm so fond for Raccoon City, man. Also, I'm just so fond of fucking zombies in my zombie game. Though I'm very curious. I'm so excited for 9. Returning to Raccoon City, and then this like updated infection where they have some of the echoes of who they used to be ingrained into them into the afterlife. It looks so fun. Sounds like the other guy hasn't played Last of Us Part 2. There's no way they can finish the story with just a 3rd season. That's what I'm saying, man. Sorry, RE1 Remake. It's so clunky, but I'll power through. Yeah, dude, they committed to the tank controls, man. I'm still so shocked. They've done 2, 3, 4, and rumors that 5 is the next remake around the corner. They need to they better remake Veronica. I don't know why we would skip Veronica to 5. Veronica needs a remake, but I need fucking 1 in... If we're revitalizing all this for everybody, why are we skipping the foundational game? If we're trying to update everything to a singular system that feels the same, why the fuck have we not done 1 in RE Engine? I really hope they do it, because it feels stupid that they haven't right now. RE0, sure, one day. I still haven't played RE0. Gravity Falls is such a good time. Some of my favorite reactions of yours have been to that show. Thank you, Ava. I'm going to be sad when it's gone, man. We're almost halfway through the final season. Don't even remember MySpace. Actually, in the comics, Secret Wars changed almost nothing. It's shocking how little changed after the multiverse blew up. But they did truncate and combine some storylines and universes, right? You know, because we had a lot of the Universal survivors left on 616 afterwards because their worlds got destroyed until they got brought back, and then they went back later. I know everybody sends for Katana, but I personally have a huge crush on Cassie Cage from MK11. If we're talking Mortal Kombat, I think my biggest crush was... It was either Sonya. It came down to Sonya for a long time, or Jade. Yeah. Started bringing the mood down a little bit, but actual fuck is wrong with Darren Aronofsky? The full AI historical series? Yeah, dude. I don't know, man. It looks awful. You think RE9 will get DLC? Certainly. I'm sure it will. Let's see. Omni speed mode activated. What's the first movie you're watching in theaters this year? For me, it's Mando and Grogu. I'm so torn about that one because I've reacted to the entire show. To have like an episode not on the channel would be weird, but also not seen in theaters would be weird. I don't know what I'm going to do with that right now. But first movie I'll see in theaters, I'm not sure. I don't know when. I don't know what order any movies come out, but I'm definitely going to see Doomsday in theaters. I'm going to see Dune in theaters. Spider-Man in theaters. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Oh my god, have y'all watched Kill Count on the first Resident Evil game? It's actually in tears. They do a whole Jill sandwich bit. Good god. I don't think I have. It's strange that Arrow killed the S Squad in season 3, but still kept using the concept in later seasons. Yeah, it's one of those weird fucking legal bullshit reasons WB sabotages themselves all the time. Will we ever see Peacemaker again? Of course. Surely we will. Are you saying you didn't watch Derry because out of peer pressure? Sad. No. I was always planning on watching Derry in January. I think I even mentioned that a couple times, that I was waiting for January to watch Percy Jackson and Derry. So that was already my plan. I didn't have plans for Heated Rivalry until I was like, you know, it might be fun to do for Valentine's Day because I don't have anything planned for that. What are you more hyped for? The Boys Season 5, Invincible Season 4? Honestly, I'm more scared than hyped for The Boys. I'm more excited and hyped for Invincible, for sure, than The Boys. I like Invincible more than The Boys. I'm definitely not scared for The Boys, but I'm interested to see how they close out the story. Tectonic plates do be shifting. So true. Honestly, why didn't Prince Baelor Targaryen take Dunk into custody just for saying they will not be found dead? That makes him sound so guilty as sin. Yeah, I'm shocked he got to walk out of there. Maybe they could just tell he's not the brightest cookie. I don't know. In terms of Arrowverse, who would you have preferred more, Roy or more Wally? More Roy, for sure. I don't necessarily I liked Keenan as Wally. I don't like what they did with Wally and how Wally was incorporated. Roy was just fantastic. I loved Roy. I love what they did with him. Is that why Floyd left Arrow? Because of the shitty Suicide Squad movie that sucks? Yeah. That's also why they never named Harley Quinn in that, even though they had a voice line cameo from her in one of the episodes. So also why they had to end the Waller stuff as well. Anytime Michael Sheen gets to be the villain, he loses his fucking mind. Dude, he wasn't like a villain, but like in Underworld as Lucian. That's one of my first films I ever saw him in. And I loved that character, especially when we got to go back into the prequels and actually get to see that story. Was so cool. Where are we at? I'm trying to make sure. There we go. Still very, very, very cold in Texas. How are I feeling with Good Omens Season 2 so far? All that Crowley and Aziraphale screen time. I'm loving that. The first episode, I think, was a little jarring because it is very tonally different from season 1. Episodes 2 and 3, though, I haven't really felt that. And I think it's because I've adjusted with the expectations, and I really love those 2 episodes. Especially episode 2. Haha, no, you did not. I don't remember what I did here. Is the Carrie you're talking about what Billy Loomis mentioned in the first Scream? Corn syrup. Yes. Same thing they use for pig's blood in Carrie. Yes. That's the same one. Oh, the hairdryer thing. A hairdryer? We'll see. The theory sounds good on paper. Yeah, it didn't do shit. Oh, I love how quickly you clocked the Crowley and Aziraphale face swap by their mannerisms alone at the end. Yeah, because it's... One, if I had been paying attention to the fact they had a standing motif where they always stood in a particular order all season, that went over my head. But it was the body language. The fact that Michael Sheen and David Tennant were able to so perfectly capture each other's just these little subtle flourishes of the way they move, their body language, all of this. I was like, something's different here. A little bit of the dialogue, but it was mostly the body language. Forgot if I asked, but have you played Fable? I have not. Somebody asked me last week, actually. I don't know if it was you, but somebody did. I've never played a Fable game. Sorry I typed my internal thoughts out. I'm a little intoxicated. All good. All good. Do you think MCU should have 2 Wolverines like there have been 2 live-action Batmans? They can keep Wolverine in a different universe, use Wolverine in a different universe, have a new actor in the main MCU. They most very much so could. There's no reason they can't, other than, you know, being worried you're going to confuse your audience, but I hope they would learn that people can kind of get over that these days a little bit easier. Yeah, that Tron series you mentioned was Tron Uprising, was definitely an underrated show. I enjoyed watching back when I first started in high school. My God, where is the time gone? Yeah, I never checked it out. I had one of the games, but I also never played it. It was the movie tie-in for Legacy, I think. Never played it, but yeah, I never watched the series. Am I going to be watching the Winter Olympics? No. The only sports competitions I ever used to watch was the X Games. For a long time, every year I watched every X Games. Never really the Olympics. Yeah, definitely not a super mutant. I mean, there's so many things created with the FEV, not to mention the creators might make something completely new. Who knows? That is also very much so a possibility. I doubt we get God of War before the end of 2027. I'm guessing that's a 2028 release then. We'll get an announcement for the next God of War game. Quite possibly. What's up, Overworked? That's such a relatable name. Been loving the Percy Jackson reactions. Thanks so much for showing the series some love, because they've been doing a great job with the show. Of course. I mean, I love season 1, and if I can get a gateway into like a series like that I never could read my way into, I always want to give it a shot, because that could be my vehicle in. It's reading and shows is like live action and animation for me. I struggle with reading and having the time and the attention span to do it. I'll wait for an adaptation that appeals to my interests, and then I'll take into that and give it a go and see if that brings me in. Whoever they cast as Thor better be fat, like in the games. God, he's so hot in Ragnarok. They did cast him though, but I can't remember who it was they cast. Hope we get some Fallout stuff in RE9, since it's post-nuclear explosion and some zombies could be mutated. Well, this is a new... it's not... I wouldn't expect anything like that based on what they've talked about. It's a different strain, a new virus, a new mutation of the virus, but I don't think it has anything to do with the fallout of the blast. But who knows? Who knows? Good question. I thought they were doing a Code Veronica remake first. I still need to play the OG. I think they need to do the OG before they definitely before they get into any of the other later games. But most certainly Veronica, they haven't even, you don't, even now he keeps showing up. You don't even know Wesker. You haven't even properly met Wesker without the original game. So anybody who started with any of the remakes, which is the intention, the stars, man, stars, Wesker, Chris, fuck all y'all, god damn it, not all y'all, but people Capcom making that decision. When you finish it, Omni, I might finally give Gravity Falls a watch. Highly recommend. Supergirl in theaters for you too, Omni? Yes. Only 3 people came from other universes after Secret Wars: Miles, the Maker, and Jimmy Hudson, who no one remembers. The only changes in 616 was history changing to incorporate Miles. Right, exactly. It's just that. It's the same thing. That's what I'm talking about. Remember Diggle said we don't say that name when Oliver almost said, Swad? Right. Yeah. What I meant with Secret War wasn't like full continuity reboot, like Crisis or Flashpoint. True. Even in some instances of... Flashpoint didn't wipe out everything either, just most things. Crisis, sure. But yeah, it's a soft reboot, not a hard reboot. Even though Crisis and Flashpoint aren't completely hard reboots, but they're more hard than they are soft. Finished Invincible for the first time today, and the show is actually so peak. Can't wait for season 4. Same. I hope this Boys season 5 doesn't end with setting up for other spin-offs. We know more spin-offs are coming, so who knows, man. Dropped the dead meat Jill sandwich bit in the gaming chat on Discord. I'll check that out. Yes, Lucien! Like how Dunk said Arlon used to say, he was thick as a castle wall. Thick as a castle wall line got me hyped because that was his inner dialogue in the book. And then Dunk the Luck, thick as a castle wall, slow as the Oryx. I like that because it also was like, maybe sometimes he thinks he's speaking in his internal monologue, but he actually says things out loud. That would be funny. What's up, Tia? Welcome. Also, happy belated birthday. I could see flashbacks to Asgard in God of War, as if they do like added scenes. Good Omens reminded me of how much I love David Tennant. I had a huge crush on him in Fright Night. I've never seen Fright Night. I also didn't know that he was in it, but that makes sense. I hadn't seen it. I never heard that come up before, but I do need to see more David Tennant things in general, I feel like. All right, I'm out. I will see you again in 2 hours or an hour and 30 minutes by the time you read this. Have a good one. Take it easy, Canada. We'll see you soon. Just for shits and giggles, I don't know if he's probably gone already. I can't remember where we're streaming this, or if we are streaming it. What was the intention here? Let me go up to the chat. I think it's going to be on Canada's channel. Either way, I'm going to be streaming somewhere later tonight with a bunch of people doing a rankings list of Arrowverse characters with a couple other people later tonight. They're doing like a big old gauntlet, and every week a different person gets to come in and do their rankings, and someone else has to pick up the slack from the next bit. It's an elimination game. So keep an eye out for that. I'll post about it later. Hello guys, here to disassociate from the rest of the world a little bit. relate. Actually, moment. I'm playing another dude moment from REGO season 1. True. Yes. Technically, there are 3 Wolverines if we're also adding the animated X-Men series 97. True. I didn't notice that in Good Omens. I was so shocked at the face swap. I was like, is it because they are balanced entities now? But because that makes sense. I did also entertain that idea for a second until the scene just went out a little bit longer. I hope we can get rid of the Huverine forever. Deadpool and Wolverine was already too far. I love Deadpool and Wolverine. Sorry. Did you know there was a Highlander animated series in the 90s? Yes, but I never watched it. The guys from Hito Rivalry were Olympic torchbearers recently. That's cool. That's super cool. Graduated from high school before Tron Legacy was in theaters. Oh my god, I'm old. Gandalf. I was in college when Tron Legacy came out, right? Oh yeah. I was on my 4th year of college when Tron Legacy came out. Really enjoying Knights of the Seven Kingdoms, by the way. Hi, yeah. Enough of that. Sorry. I can tell you're passionate about the RE games. Also want a remake of the OE. I want a remake of the OG. Yeah. It just doesn't make any sense why we haven't. Sure, it's the only one to have received a remake already. But if they're trying to make everything updated for newer audiences to come in and get the story, they're literally skipping the main story. Nobody is going to go, I mean, not nobody, there are going to be people that are going to entertain the idea and go back and actually play with the tank controls, the shitty cameras and everything, and go into it. But a lot of people are not. Secret Wars is basically Marvel's Crisis, kind of. Want to say I'm looking forward to your reaction to the next episode of Gravity Falls. Also, still not over the Patreon comments dunking on you for the past McGucket slander. Yeah, it really does feel like I got so many people have been biting their tongue for a long time. They finally let it out. It's so funny. Well, I'm not making sense thinking my head going to sleepy time mode. Sorry. All good. Secret Wars was very much inspired by Crisis on Infinite Earths. It was meant to be a loving homage to the rival company's biggest event. I love, again, the fans make it into something weird that it's never actually been, but like I love the playful relationship that DC and Marvel's always kind of had. Anyway, gotta go, Omni. Take care. You as well, Mike. Yeah, and then, oh, thank you. Birthday was chill. Hell yeah, man. I like how Dunk talks to his horse, and that's about how they add in his inner dialogue. In a way, yeah. David Tennant is in Fright Night Remake, not the older one. Didn't know there was a difference. What is it you're streaming after 6? It won't be here, but I believe it'll be on Canada Graph's channel. So check that out later tonight at 8 p.m. And that's assuming we're going live for it. I can't remember if we're doing it live or if it's a pre-recorded thing. Either or, at 8, I'll be getting with a couple people to do this elimination bracket for the Arrowverse. Just relaxed at home and had a box of chocolate gifted me from my workplace, and thank you so very much, Omni. I mean, anytime. A box of chocolate sounds like a lot of fun, though. Depending on what nuts are involved, I wouldn't be able to eat some of those. Depending on what you got, of course. Are you getting my messages? My questions went for the chat. I mean, you retracted a bunch of them. Everyone that you did not retract, I've read. Ooh, it sounds fun. Yeah, it's going to get real interesting. Basically, it's like there's a group of people, because we did like a version of this on Chainsaw's channel a few weeks ago. You start with an entire list of characters with the potential to rank, and then one by one, you take turns removing somebody from the list until there is a singular winner by the end of it. Broadchurch Reaction was a great David Tennant series with Olivia Colman. I had Broadchurch queued up in my watch list for such a long time and never started it. Can't rewatch Fright Night Remake yet. Still too pissed we lost Anton Yelchin. Oh, God. That's still so heartbreaking how that happened, man. So fucked up. Am I excited for X-Men 97 Season 2? Bet your ass I am. Dude, that first season was amazing. 4 minutes to 6. Yes, indeedy do. Well, 2 now. We're almost caught up, though. Yo, Teeny! How are you? Raw right back at you. That is you, right? If not, you got a doppelganger out here.
For real. I was one of the people holding their tongues ever since your first introduction to him. Many things I'm excited for you to see as the series goes on. Yes, it's Susan. Boo! Bring Rosie back. Dude, you have, again, anybody who wants to see the best Susan cosplayer ever, dude, Teeny just kills it. Just back to say, it is live, down to 570 characters out of the original list of 700. This episode 2 is probably going to be 5 or 6 there will be. God damn. Yo, let's go. Did we win? Gotta go have a good one. You as well. I was wondering why messages kept vanishing. Yeah. Let's see. Would you ever consider appearing on the Escape Pod podcast? I'm not familiar. Maybe, I don't know. I'll have to look into it. Let's see. Want to ask, is my girl Ava still on the list? Tell me. I can handle it. That would be for Canada to answer if he's still around to do so. Wondered why. Mrs. Machine? Yeah. That's a Susan. Hold up. Hold on. Oh my god, I just got sent the Brandon and the Baby No Money cosplay thing. Them in bed together. That's hilarious. What was I doing? Oh yeah, Teeny. So, if you have Instagram, go to Foxen About. If you've seen some of my pictures, you've probably seen me take a couple with her before anyway, but... let's see. Gotta go. Have a good one. Right back at you. Sheldor. I gotta go soon too. Something I think a lot of people forget to bear in mind is watching season 2 of Good Omens. Crowley is the one Gabriel said, shut your stupid mouth and die already too. True. And he did that to his angel too. There can never be two. Yes. You will find them and take them out. Like it's Highlander itself. Did we win? Did we win what? We made it. Thank you. First live and first comment. Love the reactions. Well, thank you, Chris Fornia. We're about to wrap up, though. I got dinner to get and then another stream later tonight at 8 over on Canada Graph's channel. So keep an eye out for that. Or are we doing some rankings? Take it easy, Omni. Right back at you, Ava. I'm glad you made it again. You gonna watch Clayface in theaters too, right? Yes. Yeah, I saw her. Rosie's cosplay is awesome. I love Susan. Bring her back. Don't forget to stay hydrated. Hydration is awesome. Thank you, but Omni is the best too. How's everybody doing tonight, by the way? Have we all eaten? Looking at you, Mr. Michael. I'm about to go eat here momentarily. So don't worry about that. And we're about to, potato paste to close everything out here. Praise be to potato paste, and I will see you guys in the next one. Like the flying spaghetti monster gets worship, we too have potato paste now, apparently. All right, guys. Sorry for the short stream, but it was a good one. We had a lot of fun, a lot of laughs, a little cackling here and there, and I will see. I'll see you all in the next one. See you next week, maybe Saturday if I can wrap up the short reaction quick for Hell of a Boss. Otherwise, might be Sunday. We'll see what happens. But in the meantime, enjoy your weekend. Stay safe, stay warm, and I'll catch you guys next week. Later, everybody, or tonight if you want to come hang out, watch us eliminate Arrowverse characters over on Canada's channel.